Hello and welcome back, guys. Let us continue our work. At the end of our last session, we reached our 10th example. As you can see, we have another sort of flexural, or you know what you can call it, helix ring. So for creating its model, let me go back to Rhino. And as I said, I need a helix here. First off, I need to specify an axis here with a length of 10. You know what, let's actually specify or set our unit system beforehand. So for my unit, this time I'm going to go with millimeters. Now again, helix from the 0 coordinates. As I said, with a length of 10, turn on 2. And then I'm going to create a helix like this. Now, I need to set this helix on a front view. So first off, let's change the view to the front view. Then I'm going to activate project to C-plane. Select yes here to remove the previous helix. And this would be the end result. All right, now we're going to select helix, right click, select helix here as well. And then from the options, select round curve. Now I can start, for example, from this line. I'm going to set the turn on maybe 8 or 9. And for the radius, I need a small number, for example, like 1.5. To create a form like this. Okay, now we can select our helix. Then use scale gumball on the Y course to change up the scale a little bit. Now we can select our previous helix here and hide it for now. Okay. Now I need a rectangle, and I need this rectangle to have round or curvy shaped corners. I'm going to set it here, for example. Let's change the view to the top view. Move. Select the midpoint and move it to here, for example. All right, now save 1 activated. After that, we need to select the rail or the path first, then the sections, and enter. Okay, here I'm going to select road-like. And then try setting our axis on the Y course. Now, okay. After completing our form, we can, for example, use a cell curve to remove the extra lines and objects. As always, we can give it a material. Again, we need a metallic material. Let's go with titanium again. See, this is a very nice model that we got here, and we can add more details. For example, let's give this model a little bit of bumps to make it even more realistic. Or we can, for example, change up the color to, well, to gold maybe. And here we go. This would be our end result. All right, this would be the first model of our today's session. Now let me move this here. Control-Alt-H. And exactly just like before, set this in another layer and turn the layer off. As our next example, we have these rings with some, well, you can say extracted leaf designs or patterns. As always, let's begin with setting a circle with a radius of, for example, 8.5. Then we need an ellipse, a round curve ellipse, to specify a section here to work with. Center snap deactivated. Now try setting the ellipses here. Now we need a surface here, so sweep 1 activated to complete our face or ring, in other words. Now I'm going to try to complete this command here first and then maybe modify our section later on. Like, for example, we can set the section on these courses to complete our ring like this. Alright, let's change up our view to the front view, for example. And then I'm going to try to activate Enter P curve command. And then try creating a form like this. Now I need to rebuild this form. Like, I'm going to specify 8 control points. Then also maybe from this point or part, set another line and trim it. Okay, now the next item that I'm going to use here would be revolve. I'm going to set another line here, starting from this point. And the courses should be aligned, by the way, to create a face such as this. Now there's an opening down there. I can use cap to close it down. Now, activating polar array, I'm going to select this point here right at the tip and try reproducing this object 6 times by 360 degrees. Oh, it's too much. 4 maybe. And you know what? We can move this point outwards a little bit. Now again, let's try reproducing the object 4 times, as I said. Maybe 5. How about 6? Yeah, let's go with 6 actually. If I'm not mistaken, there was the sphere shape as well. Yeah. I mean, exactly right in the middle or center point of the leaf pattern that we have created. Okay, after setting the sphere at the center point or in the middle of the leaves, we can go ahead and select everything and mirror them like this to complete our shape. Then we can unionize everything using Boolean union to create a one component object. Now let's set our pattern on our ring. So let's select SP loop. This would be the object. We need to set a circle here. You can start setting the circle right from the center point, like this. Then select the surface. Now we can set our pattern on the surface like this. I guess we had more, so one more time. A little bit smaller. And repeat the same process on this side. Okay, so far so good. Next item that we need to use here would be Boolean difference. Select the patterns and reduce them from our ring. Here we go. Okay, this model was a bit more different from our previous model, so let's go through the whole process one more time. Let's say we have a face like this, then we can use Enter P curve to create the sketch of our pattern. Then we can extrude it or volumize it like this. Now in our next step, let's say we want to set a pattern or an object on this face. To do that, we can, for example, use SP loop and create a sphere all around our object. I mean, based on its dimensions, just like this. Then we can transfer this sphere or circle on our face to set our pattern. Alright, we have used the bottom face for setting this pattern. This time, again, I'm gonna specify the sphere around our object. And let's go with the top face this time. Now select the objects or patterns, Boolean difference, to cut them out of our face. And the form that we're going to get would be something like this. Okay, after creating the model, we can add the material as always and take a look at the whole thing in rendering. Okay, let's add more detail to our model using bump to make it more realistic. As you can see, we have different types of bumps here that we can use. Different types with different sizes and dimensions. And yeah, we are basically done. Let's move the model in 05 layer and turn the layer off.